Good morning. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. So we have the beautiful, gorgeous Jojo Smith here in the house. So are you in space or are you back?
No, I'm
You're in
back.
your office there. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back in the Sassville, SAS HQ.
Oh,
I've landed from space and I'll be taking off for New York in 2 days. So I am here and I'm very happy to be here.
oh, we're so grateful for you sharing your time with us. Honestly, I'd said to everybody, guess who we've got a guest speaker? We've got Jojo Smith in the house, and I know some ladies in the membership already have seen you. They've been on your challenge when you did your most recent challenge, so they've been super excited. But I didn't give them much notice, so if we don't have anybody here live, then we can just chat amongst ourselves, and people will catch up on replay, no doubt about it.
They'll be here when they need to be here, Mel. They will hear this when they need to hear it. I am a firm believer that you're right where you're meant to be at that moment.
Absolutely, I am totally with you, and it's having that confidence to believe those things within yourself as well, and trust your intuition and guidance that helps us to have comfort in those moments, isn't it? Of going, I was meant to see that for a reason. That's popped up in my newsfeed for a reason, just like how we got to meet. So I'm going to just talk really quickly about that, and then I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself for anybody who doesn't know. But for anyone who doesn't know, so in February last year, I was on Facebook and I saw this woman talking, and I was like, who is this? She is like this person that I just need to have in my life. And I was listening along and I could hear this Brummie accent, and I was like, oh, I love her. Oh, there's somebody live. I'm just going to ask them if they can hear us okay. Whoever is there, can you just give us a little comment to let us know that you can hear us?
There, let us know.
So yeah, Jojo caught my eye immediately, and it was a Mums in Business Conway networking post, and Jojo shared that she was going to be the guest speaker, and I commented along saying, wow, I need your energy in my life. And then the lady who used to run MIBS contacted me and said, do you want to come along to our networking event? Jojo's the guest speaker. And I was like, yes, please. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've never been to a networking event before, but it was an online thing because COVID was still in flow. So I paid my £10 to attend. And there I heard Jo sharing a bit of her story, a little bit of her story.
Was that only last year?
That was only last year.
Last
February. Yeah. February 21. No, it's bonkers, because then it was just amazing, because there was things already in motion. I'd had my idea. I wanted to write a book before I turned 40, but didn't know how I was going to do it. I don't think I may have just enrolled on the publishing course, but again, I had no clue really what I was doing. I was just starting to believe and trust my gut and my intuition that was the path, because I'd started doing meditation and journaling and all this. And then you come into my life, and then Jojo said, hey, if you book this ticket for Be Inspired, where I'm going to be talking on this stage, because I set it as part of my vision last year, this was Jo saying it, then you get a free SAS Storm with me. I had no clue what the event was, but I wanted the SAS Storm with Jojo. So I bought a ticket to Be Inspired. And that's where it all started. So then we had the SAS Storm after Be Inspired, didn't we? But it just, honestly, I'm so, so grateful that Jojo came into my life, because you really helped me to believe in myself more and to step out of my comfort zone and to take strides forward towards what was making my heart sparkle.
And look where you are now, only 12 months later. That's what's blowing my mind. I'm like, oh my goodness, is that only 12 months?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely is. And I still saying to you, when I saw you on the stage at Be Inspired, and so I got to hear even more of your story, I was like even more in awe of you, and I thought, I want to do that.
That's what you
I want to do that. I want to stand up there, and then again set the intention in my head, and borrowed belief from you, from Danny, from other people around me, to help me to find the courage to make that happen. And I know that that's one of the things that you help people with a lot. So can you give us a little intro to you, please, Jojo? Because I know we've only got you till 9:30.
I know. So Oh my goodness, Mel. Hearing that just lights my heart up. So for those of anybody that doesn't know who I am, how dare you? No, I'm only joking. So for those of you that don't know who I am Jojo Smith, the belief, branding and business development fairy godmother. Swish. It is a swish statement, but that's because the belief is real. The belief wasn't always that way, though. I have travelled a long journey. I say a long journey. Mine's only 3 years. The business is coming up to 3 years old in November. So it's all gone quite quick as well for me. And the reason it's gone that quick is because I did step into my belief. I 110% decided to make that very intentional step of believing in myself. So here's the thing, right? When it comes to, obviously, I work with belief, branding, and business development. Business development, 20 years of business development experience, working with the likes of MTV, Premier League football clubs, the biggest online retailer, who I now call Amasas, because I still work with them and I'm not meant to tell anybody. So we'll call them Amasas, right? As creative direction and business development. So doing all that, when I came into the online space and creating my own business, that was scary. That was really scary because, as Mel just mentioned, my Brummie accent used to hold me back because I used to think, oh, it's dulcet tones. My lack of qualifications used to really hold me back because I was like, how can I run a business? How can I be a CEO? Because I don't have the degree. I don't have the cap and gown. But what I do have and what I decided to believe in was my cape and crown, was my superhero cape and my crown that absolutely everybody deserves. I knew you were going to bring that in. Right. This is an exercise that I did with Mel and some other people that did the Significant Success Challenge with me earlier this year. So stepping into my belief was one of the biggest things, and I had to borrow it way back. And I borrowed it from Danny Wallace. So all of you that know, I am really close friends with Danny, but she's my mentor as well. And so borrowing belief, when I started doing business development, brand then came into it, because in order for your business, most people come to me at the top layer. I say that I help you with a celebration cake of you. Right. So, and that celebration cake is a 3-tier cake with a crown on the top. Mine's a wonky crown and I own it wholeheartedly because I never get anything quite right. As business development, I was the rep that always walked in with toilet roll stuck to the shoe. So I was never quite perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. And the minute you let yourself believe in that and accept it, honestly, the whole world opens up to you, a new world opens up to you. So most people come to me top layer of that cake. I point like this because it's like it's in front of me. I'm speaking really quick because I'm aware of how much time. And you know me, Mel, I like to cram as much in as I possibly can so that people get value and go away. And
all about the value.
All about the value, right? So top layer of the cake, business development. People, that's where they come to me because they want to develop their business. But in order to develop your business, you need that next layer down, which is a kick-ass brand. And in order to have a kick-ass brand, you need that next foundational layer, which is the biggest layer, which is belief. Because if you don't have belief in yourself, you will not step into being that kick-ass brand, which is wholeheartedly about you. It's all about you, your business, your life, everything is all about you. That sounds a little bit selfish. Mel knows what I think about the word selfish. What you have to do to get over that is just separate it into selfish. Ish stands for to some extent. So there's permission granted from a fairy godmother to be a little bit selfish, to think about yourself to some extent. In fact, I'd like you to think about yourself in a whole big way. And that it comes down to belief. So the belief part of my business is the foundation. It's the fundamental layer of you being happy, sassy and successful, of which you can be all three, and bringing that belief to yourself and believing that you can achieve that is, to be honest with you, it is like just having a switch. It is just going, I can do this. I can believe in me. I think it's Abigail Horn's dad. I love saying that quote by Abigail Horn's dad. It's like quote by Nelson Mandela, Roald Dahl, Abby Horn's dad, right? Said, it's like backing yourself in a race. You're the only horse in the race. So how can you lose if you believe in yourself? It's not expectant of anybody else. And the way that I harness my belief, and I have done, obviously, it's about doing it over time. I have what I call, let's see how good Mel is. Mel, do you remember what the three SASS's are?
Confidence, courage, and oh my God. Come on, Mel. No, I can't.
So, Mel, you need, right, I am going to instill these back in you. My three SASS's are commitment to yourself,
community,
and one more. What's the other one? If we do it all the time,
consistency.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew the bit there somewhere.
If you take anything away from this live, when you hear it, when you're meant to hear it, I want you to remember the three SASS's, which are commitment to yourself and what you want to do. But in order for you to be committed to yourself and to what you want to do, you absolutely have to love it. So that means you've got to love yourself a whole lot more as well. Because if you're committed to something, when you absolutely love it, business is hard, right, Mel? Being an entrepreneur is hard. It can be lonely. If you don't love what you do, you will not be committed to it. Therefore, you will not go on to the next SASSy, which is consistency, or as I like to call it,
consistency.
Right? And if you're not consistent in the things that you do, again, that momentum won't build and you won't move forward. It's not regularity, it's consistency, which means you are consistent in what you do. So that means if you can only turn up on a Tuesday or show up on a Tuesday, then you're there for Tuesday. If you can only do that little bit of work on a Friday morning at a certain time o'clock, then you do it on that time. You be consistent. So far, we're committed, we're consistent. And then above all else, community. Surround yourself with the people that will absolutely inspire and encourage you. Now, I used to say I'm a survivor of the care system. I don't say that anymore. I say I'm a successor of the care system, because absolutely success has come to fruition. And the reason that's come to fruition is because of those three C's. It is about commitment, consistency, and community. The word foster, if you look at that definition, stands for encouragement, the word foster. Now, I was a foster child. I got encouragement. That's when I did well. So when you surround yourself with people that will encourage you, will inspire you, and you're around the same kind of people, you will get to where you want to go to. And that helps with your belief as well, because having a mentor and seeing people that can do it, that's where mine started. I saw Danny being a motivational speaker, and I couldn't believe that was a real job, because that's all I ever wanted to do was motivate and encourage people. And seeing that that was a real job absolutely inspired me with the belief that a girl like me, Danny's a northern soul, she F's and she jeffs and she's real. And seeing somebody like that for me was a massive inspiration, to know that I could have that belief in myself. That supercharged me. But it came down to the core, really, of being committed to myself and loving myself. Shameless plug, Mel. Book coming out on Valentine's Day next year, which is really lovely, when I think that we started our journey in February, right?
Yeah.
So shameless plug, but I'm happy to, I really want to do it. My
Please
book coming
do.
out
Plug away.
is all about loving yourself beyond belief. And it's called Loving Yourself Beyond Belief, The Wish. Now, the acronym of WISH is with intention, success happens. Now, if you are intentional about loving yourself,
success,
believing in yourself, success will happen. So that is the wish. You know me now. I believe in wishes, into reality with strategy. It's not, there is no magic wand. I love how excited Mel gets. We haven't been around each
I know, and I've just realised.
Have we? Right, so
no,
there is no magic wand. We're not on drugs either, right? We are. There's no magic wand. It's a direction stick when it comes to me being a fairy godmother, and it's about that encouragement. So, Mel, what are the three C's?
There's 3 C's. Oh, I've just seen this with intention, success, happen. We've got a Facebook user with us that's just that's writing it down. The 3 C's are
commitments.
We've got oh my gosh,
Commitment.
Consistency. We've got commitment, consistency, and community. But the reason why I was going giddy as well, that is because this morning, I don't know if you've seen my Facebook post, but I put intention setting is the title of the post that I put on Facebook this morning. When that was all about last night telling myself that this morning I was going to go for a run, when last night I really didn't want to go for a flipping run. Oh, it's Rachel. She hasn't hit the stream thing. Hiya, Rach, nice to see you.
I want to show you. This is one of the first things that I created, and another shameless plug. You can get these on Amazon, right?
Yes,
So,
yeah.
do you remember me sending you?
I have them.
Right, but this one is the Sassy Successful one,
yes.
And it's the intention setting notebook.
Hey.
If you want to do something in your life, if you have a wish, it starts with everything needs an action. Everything needs an intentional action. If you have wishes, or if you have something that you want to believe in, the very first action is writing that down.
Absolutely.
If you do not write that down, and people have heard me say this a million times, it's like the peas on the shopping list. They ain't going in the basket if you don't put them on the list, right?
Yeah.
Your wishes are not going to come to fruition if you don't write it down. Now, you don't have to have this gorgeous pink notebook that's available on Amazon, but it helps. It helps. Put it in your notes on your phone.
Yeah.
Right. If you wake up and you have a wish, you know, Mel, I know that a lot of people in your group have got kids, they've got busy lives, you know, they've got other commitments. If that's the case, you have to be committed to you, like I have said. You have to write that wish down, because we all get distracted. Before you know it, you think, oh, I'd love to do that. I wish I could do that. And then before you know it, the phone's gone, you've cooked dinner, you've changed your kid's bum, you've been and done your shopping for your parents, you've picked the kids up from school, and then you're like, hold on a minute, what did I think about this morning? What did I really want to do? And it's gone.
Yeah.
And if you want to really love yourself beyond belief, then you have to be committed and consistent and give yourself a community to surround yourself with. Yeah. Very quick sort of analogy, and it's very like I really go in here. Community. If you surround yourself with 5 tramps, and I don't mean that disrespectfully or judgmental, you're going to become the 6. If you surround yourself with 6 millionaires, you're going to become the 6.
Yeah.
And somebody said, I read the other day, if you surround yourself with chickens, you're going to cluck. I was like, oh, that's
same
good.
Principle. I love it.
It's the same principle.
Yeah.
Story of my life. I don't know which part of that can you relate to. Who is the Facebook user?
I think there's 2 Facebook users. We've got Rachel and we've got Tracy here. But somebody, when you were talking about changing all the bums and going off and doing shopping, or it could be any of them, because I think we can all relate. And there's a lot of ladies in here who are here in this membership because they want to change something about their lifestyle, whether it's getting healthier, or there's people in here who've like quit their jobs and they're building businesses. There's a range, but with them,
they want to be OMG fabulous, don't they, Mel?
They do. And what you were saying then, I wouldn't have created my things on Amazon, like so this planner and journal. All the ladies have got one of these because they had that as their quarterly gift. Yes. I wouldn't have created that if you hadn't told me to. When you said, Mel, just do it yourself, make them on KDP. You're doing a book. And I was like, oh yeah, Jojo's got a notebook. I can do the same. So you, like you say, you borrow belief and you take inspiration from those around you. And it's just incredible when you see and you get to know people, because you are a human as well as I am a human, as well as being an amazing, inspirational, fantastic woman to have in your corner. And my fairy godmother, who has helped me so much, and I'm so grateful to you.
Oh,
but all you gave me OMG fabulous with just the thoughts. And
that happened in a sass storm, didn't it?
That did.
In a sass storm, right?
What happens?
And Mel, your review of my sass storms sits in my highlights on my Instagram, because you did a verbal SAS Storm, and I can always remember your face, and you had Freddie in arms.
Yeah.
And so it just showed that you were able to do it even with Freddie in your arms. And we had that SAS Storm, and we kind of like, Danny describes them as like a tsunami of ideas and inspiration and direction. And what a SAS Storm is, it's a power hour that, you know, really can give you some direction on where to go next, some actions. Hey, Sarah Pickles.
Hi, Sarah. You
Little Pickles is in the house.
She is. She is another membershipper.
She's just completed Fabusas.
I know.
Sarah
I saw.
So, I do love me a bit of Pickles.
Same. She's amazing.
Where was I? I've got a bit of brain fog at the moment.
Tsunami of ideas and everything.
So, Assassin, you did that, and so much came from that direction. But Mel, I have to commend you. You took action. You didn't sit on it. You were intentional, and you took action. With intention, success happens. These are your wishes. I can't advocate for that enough. So, you know, the believing in yourself. Another top tip. When I said that your review sits in my highlights bank on my Instagram, sometimes we lose that love for ourselves. Sometimes we beat ourselves up. It's hard. So in order to, you know, continue with those things, happy habits is something that I really advocate for. And one of my happy habits is looking in my highlights at the good stuff, remembering the wins, remembering the good stuff. If ever, you know, I'm not feeling great, I go to my highlights. It's like your own personal scrapbook of the good stuff that you've done, because you will believe in yourself more when you look back and you're like, my past pumpkins are my pure potential. That's how I see scary pumpkins. You know, I'm a fairy godmother. It's what we do. We transform the pumpkin into something phenomenal, but it's the pumpkin that you already had. And it's transforming what you've already got, because you all have the power. I can't express this enough. I'm so passionate about it. And I know I'm getting closer to the screen and getting like more.
That's because you really mean it. This is when you mean it.
And, you know, you have to choose you to do it. You have to be committed. So for anybody that's watching, what are the 3 C's that I want you to go away with? Come on, I'm really hoping Mel's got them by now. It's commitment.
Commitment. Are you asking me now? I'm hoping someone else is going to do it. Consistency and community.
That is it. Just remember to be sassy.
Yes.
Sassy, not sorry. Sassy, not sorry is all about being lively, bold, full of spirit, and a little bit cheeky and unapologetic for who you are.
Sorry.
There's a whole other story to me. I wasn't always like this. I used to dull my sparkle down until I stepped into and really started to love and believe in me. And then this all happened, you know, 3 years on. I'm only 3 years into my business, and I've got a podcast, Rhubarb and Custard Podcast. You can come and find us over there. Okay, that's about business, branding, confidence, and wonky crowns. I know Mel is an avid listener to the Rhubarb and Custard Podcast. So happy the ONG was born. Commitment, consistency, and community. Sarah Pickles definitely has this because of doing Fabusas, my course. So there's the Rhubarb and Custard Podcast. You know, that's something now that I do. I'm a radio show host, and now I'm on onyourradio.co.uk. I am public speaking and getting paid for it and hosting events.
Yeah, you've hosted loads recently, haven't you?
I did the Acorns Bubble Rush, mate. Like, Jojo, will you come and host this event where you get to play in bubbles and have the best time ever and encourage everybody? Yes, I will.
Yes. I'm in.
And that was for Acorns. Last week or the week before, I co-hosted the BAPA Awards, which is the Black and Asian Police Association Awards, and that was for all inspirational Black, Asian, diverse communities and everything that they've done within West Midlands Police. Mel, I was knocking around with the Chief of West Midlands Police last week, and the Lady Mayoress, who I have to say was fantastic. She had the best blow dry I've ever seen. And you know that I like a blow dry, right?
Yeah.
She came up to me and she went, "Oh, I like your helmet." And she was on about my blow dry. That's what she called it.
I heard you say that. I saw the post. I was like, she called it a helmet. I loved it.
It was so funny. Actually not sorry. So,
Oh.
all these things I've now got, and I'm proud to say I've just gone VAT registered, which some people go,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. But I'm celebrating it because it means the growth of the business and that it's evolved. So, it's a 6-figure business now. That's within that's within 3 years.
Yes.
So don't underestimate what you can achieve. I think
Yeah.
Danny says it, and I'm not sure if she got it from Denise Duffield Thomas, but we overestimate what we can do in a year. We underestimate what we can do in 5. But Mel, when you've just said to me that it was 12 months since you've done what you've done, mate, you need to write everything down that you've done, because I don't think you were aware of how much you've done in a year. And when you think of how many other areas your life is committed to, OMG, that's fabulous.
OMG, it is.
Right? OMG, fabulous of what you have achieved in those 12 months. Because, mate, I was thinking that we were on 2 years.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not
Do
yet.
you
We're
know
not
what I
there
mean?
yet. Yeah.
So, literally, there's belief in its own right. Can you believe that you have done that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mad.
it's bonkers. And I still remember, I'll just say this before we do sign off, but with what you said about going back to your highlights, I remember when I was having a big wobble during the SAS storm with you about, oh, well, when I've done my thing, when I've done my life coaching diploma, that's when I'm going to put myself out there. When I've done this, I will do that. And when all of this when, and you were like, Mel, I have seen some of the testimonials that you've shared, and you don't need that certificate in your frame. What you need is to frame the flipping testimonials. And since then, so every now and again, I will get these gorgeous testimonials, and it's like I sit on them, like I don't want to push them out there. But then I'm like, no, because who am I to not do that? Because if you can help someone else, you have to go back to what it is that's your main, I suppose, at your core, and what it is that you're trying to achieve. And one of my core values is making a difference to others. So I know that in order to do that, I need to put myself out there and talk about it more. So we've got another comment here.
There's thanks, my little pickles. Right. Right. I do a teaching on your why and how you can really look into your why. Maybe in the new year, maybe I'll come in to the membership and I'll do that with you guys for you, because I think that would be, what you've just said is really, really key. You need to understand what's driving you and what you're committed to in order to stay consistent in it. Yeah. So that could be something that I don't know when. I'm promising myself out again. You know what I'm like? This literally happened by me flying by the seat of my pants and in and back out. But we will figure something out. Go and speak to Sassy Support Fairy, Sophie, our Soph, and we'll get that sorted out. Can I just say, for anybody that is interested in a SAS storm, again, another shameless plug, but I'm putting it out there because it might just help somebody. And it's an opportunity because for Pink Friday, we don't do Black Friday in Sassville, we do Pink Friday. So for Pink Friday, I am going to put out 7 SAS storms, 90 minutes for the price of 60 minutes. You are first to hear that because I haven't actually said what I'm going to do. Already 2 of those have gone because it's the way it's happened. People have got in my inbox. So to Sarah, do it. It's amazing. So if that is something that somebody wants some direction and they want 60 minutes, well, it'll be 90 minutes for the price of 60 minutes on a SAS storm. We've got like 5 of those floating. So we'll be able to do that.
I might have to do one myself.
Mel's not going to put this out there yet. She's secure. So, and I'll be transparent. They're £300 plus VAT, but normally they would be £397 plus VAT because you'd only normally get 60 minutes. But I'm going to do 90 minutes. But there's only 7 of them. 7 because 7 is my number, and you know that I'm connected to it. That's a whole other teaching, but about how creative SAS, creative self-awareness strategy can work for you. Mel. Wow, we did a lot in 30 minutes.
We did a lot. We did so much. I think we did absolutely flipping brilliant. Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, everything that you share is just wonderful, Jojo, and you inspire me and so many ladies in here already, as you can see from the comments. But I can't wait for other people to catch up on this as well. And we wish you an amazing time in New York. Enjoy your daughter's celebration.
Do you want to hear another exclusive? Do you want to hear another
one.
exclusive? Okay. So my book comes out on February the 14th. It's called Loving Yourself Beyond Belief. Guess where I'm having my photo shoot for the book cover?
In New York. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I am very excited about the book cover. So yeah, I haven't shared that, but I'm really, really excited.
What are you going to wear? What are you going to wear?
What do you think, Mel?
Oh, we've got to have a tutu and a crown.
Yes, of course. So I'm hoping to go all SJP, all Sarah Jessica Parker on you. And have a little look at that, because I'm meeting up with Sarah Stone and she's flying back with me.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yeah,
that is brilliant.
Yeah,
intentional timing,
mate.
It was meant to be. Yes, indeed.
I know you've got to go as well, Mel. So
I do. Thank you.
I'm okay. But if anybody's got any questions, come over and find me. I'm Jojo Smith on Facebook. And Instagram is Creative Sass, CreativSass. No E on the end of creative, because there is no E on the end of Joe. And I spent years telling everybody that. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to stick with it. So Creative Sass, creative self-awareness strategy. Bring it into your life.
Yes, bring it in, everyone. Bring it in. Right, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. I love you to pieces. Have an amazing time in New York. And I'll see you very soon.
See you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.